Hello, how's it going? This is my video for Sunday the 12th of April 2026. Yeah, I still haven't done my business. Oops. I have to figure out how much money I made to pay my taxes before the 15th. To overpay my taxes before the 15th. So there's no problems. But I have to, I'm like frantically trying to finish cropping the rest of the videos. I should do my videos on the floor from now on. That way my little ferrets can run up and say hi. Because those little guys, when I started talking to my little ferrets popped up. What was I saying? It's the, see, I'm trying to get images onto my books. AI images, because it's just like the most fascinating thing I've ever freaking seen in my life. When they came out with Quora, like around Christmas time-ish. Yeah, and so I just wanted to get moving on a book so that I can do my daily vlogs and have the link of the book, you know, and I talk about it and you can click and you can see that it's actually there and you can see it's growing day by day. I figured it'll be about 5 years to finish all of the books. You know, 5 to 10 years, doesn't really matter, because I'll be healthy, so I'll be able to survive through it. I'm not going to do the whole workaholic thing anymore. But I'm still not physically healthy enough to, like, get any exercise between my 12-hour shifts, so I pretty much am useless between that time. Just take a nap. And I came back from my 12-hour shift today. I went to my mom's house to give her my the quick reference guide to the car that I bought her. 25 Nissan Ariya Engage, black with tinted windows. I'm going to get the windows tinted day after tomorrow. I can't drive it right now because it has a flat. They gave it to me with a flat. I get that fixed tomorrow. But yeah, dude, a black 25 Nissan Ariya. Good paint job, clean with tinted windows. That's my idea, like 11-year-old me's idea of a car from 25. You know, central casting, future car. Anyway, and I love that Ariya, man. The interface and everything. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so I'm riding my bike to work and back. That's enough exercise for me. I did offer to go to the gym with my mom because I don't have to go to work again until 7. And so I offered to go to the gym or to go on a bike ride with my mom. And I just called her when I woke up. I had a nap. So we'll see if she does that. She always comes up with excuses. She's trying to organize her house now, so I could go and help her with that. But yeah, I just don't want to. I'm not gonna, like, I haven't been to the gym in forever. I'm not gonna have my first day in the gym in one of these like 12-hour shift days when I'm still trying to get healthy. But last night, you know, I didn't drink any coffee. It was the very first night that I didn't drink any coffee the whole night, and in fact I slept. That's actually better. Now when I say I slept at work, I don't mean I slept, because you're not allowed to sleep. I'm a 24-hour care. What I mean when I say slept was like my body, I mean slept, because that's how my body interprets it, dude. Because like I was working last night and like I started to get a little like hard to keep the eyes open groggy type, right? And so what I did, I was in this really comfortable couch. So what I did was I just laid back and I closed my eyes. And dude, my body, you know how you feel like in the morning when you get up and you can't, and you don't want to get up because you still want to sleep. And so you're just laying there in bed, even though you're totally awake, but you're just like totally relaxed. I felt just like that, dude. And it's been so long since I felt like that, like not in the morning when I'm trying to get up. Because actually, I'm so unhealthy that when I get up in the morning, I don't feel like that ever. As soon as I wake up, I feel toxic, and I just get up. Which is, I mean, so that's the one good thing about being filled with toxins and be out of shape is it's easy to get up in the morning because you never feel relaxed, you know? But that's how I felt last night, man. I laid back, and I don't know how long it was, an hour or more, maybe, where my body interpreted, I was basically sleeping. I was wide awake. You know, like if somebody I had my eyes closed, but if somebody had been like, hey Kyle, like I would have been like right there, you know. I was totally awake, but my body was like, whoa, I was like, wow, this is comfortable. So that was cool. I think because that's a sign that I'm getting healthier when I can do that. And then when I woke up, I felt refreshed and everything, you know, and I started working again, and it was cool. But I guess because of that hour, I didn't finish. I came back, and then I worked home. After I hung out with my mom for a little bit, I worked here actually on the floor, stretching out my legs. Oh, dude, this house is perfect for stretching, dude. Oh my God. So like I have my coccyx, like my butt scooched all the way up against that, and then I have my leg up there and I have it straight, and it totally stretches. And actually I'm stretching right now. Just by doing this, and if I hold it, because I have like constant hip pain from so many years of just sitting there and not exercising, cutting off the circulation. It's constantly sore, like it's sore right now, and so if I can stretch it out, I'm thinking I can heal my body. One advantage of I'm 52 years old, and it's been years and decades since I got any exercise because I've been a workaholic. One advantage to being so old that you develop all of these injuries that were caused by non-exercise, because those are injuries too. I've got a bunch of those. I had a sore shoulder, and mainly my left hip, but one thing, and then my injury on my left ankle came back really bad. But one thing that you can do is, you know, you have these injuries, so now you have an opportunity to try to like permanently heal yourself. The only thing you can do when you're younger is just to try to get more limber or stronger or even more, but now I have an actual like existential scientific experiment to do to see if it's possible, and then if I can pass the test, I can brag about it and I can be like, you can heal anything. Anyway, I should double my MSM and vitamin C intake. But yeah, I'm remembering to take my vitamins in the morning and evening and stuff. But anyway, so I got up and I was working, you know, and oh my God, did last night go by fast. Holy dick, dude. I love overnights because like, I go in at 8 o'clock at night and it's like, I blink and then it's 7 in the morning and I gotta get them up. And then from 7 to 8 when I leave, that's not that much time because I'm kind of busy running around doing stuff. But goddamn, that's literally time warp, dude. I go in there and bang, because I'm working the whole time, like. But yeah, I came back here and I was working and until I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore, like I was actually dreaming, like falling asleep and having dreams, and so obviously I couldn't work anymore because then I'd wake up and I'd try to do it and then so I was like, okay, but I made it. I only have a row and a half left, so I almost finished. And this is splicing all the images for Livy and Decline and Fall, so of Roman Empire. So it's like 11,000 pages worth or something, 12,000 pages worth. So yeah, tonight I have a 12-hour shift, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to organize it all because I accidentally have those two mixed in together. Separate them all out, create images for the ones that I don't have yet, the ones that never made it, and then complete it, look at it completed, and then upload that motherfucker up onto Flickr, dude, and holy dick. And then I can put a couple of images up and then I've officially started. So maybe that's nice. And then that'll allow me to get into my work portal and pay my taxes by the 15th. You know, as long as you sit the letter out on the 15th, you're good. So, like just in the nick of time. Yeah, and that's like a freaking cruising altitude. Fucking amazing, dude. Yeah, and then people can check out what I got. That's the most interesting thing I can think. Because like imagine, what's the next step? Are you going to be able to paste like a chapter of one of the books, like the Bible or something, and then it's going to make a freaking cartoon with people talking? And then what? Like, is it going to be like movie quality? It's like, my God, dude, this AI stuff, dude. If it keeps getting smarter, nobody's going to have to have a job. The problem with this whole AI stuff was we have to UBI it, though, right? Universal Basic Income, and all the rich people are so crazy. They're all trying to survive with their underground bunkers and but begging everybody to have babies, but then not wanting them to be able to afford the babies. It's like, those rich computer nerds are freaking retarded, dude. And everybody knows it but them and their acolytes. Anyways, Well, and I guess MAGA. They're probably so dumb that they think that they're like superhuman or something. Last night I wasn't really watching a whole lot of like real life lore. In fact, I don't think I saw an entire video. I'm not reading books right now because well, I actually should, because a lot of my books are ready to read. I think I'm gonna read tonight. Not read with my eyes, but listen. Because I created all of these chapters in my books and I haven't gotten around to reading them yet. But yeah, I was just watching like random cultural stuff. There's lots of interesting cultural videos. I was just watching this thing about Mecca, documentary about how crazy Mecca is, people getting trampled and stuff. And then last night I was watching, I did do collect images from ChatGPT for a little while last night, and it went by really fast though, because the chapters happened to be really small, so it zoomed through them on Plenty. Dude, I'm only like 2/3 of the way through Plenty. It's insane. I've been working on it for weeks, creating images for that. But so I was watching a tutorial about my car and learned a bunch of new stuff on the programming of it, and I didn't even get done, so I'll finish that today. But see, I'm still yawning, so I'm still not totally caught up with sleep and everything in general and fitness. But man, I can't remember what else I saw. Anyway, I only watched a couple of videos of History of Everything podcast. He's good at contemporary history. If I'm, it's when you're like working all the time, copying and pasting and scrolling, I mean, cropping the images out and everything, especially with the cropping. Like, you have to pay attention to what you're doing, otherwise you start cropping images that you already cropped, and you also have to keep in track of how many copies you made so you can crop them out, and which ones you're cropping, So you can't focus 100% on what you're listening to, so it makes it more difficult to listen to books where the computer reads it to you, like text-to-speech. You need to focus more. So that's why listening to like real life lore and like History of Everything podcast and people YouTube videos, because they do the inflections, right? Especially History of Everything podcast. He's like, oh dear God, and he gets really like animated, and that makes it way easier to pay attention to what's going on in the book when you can only, lend half of your brain to listening to something. That's basically how I read everything. Half of my brain listening to it, because I'm always working. I almost never listen to a book when I'm not working, because that's my life. It's just copy paste. Look at my website. It's just copy paste. But I'm happy doing it myself, because I know it's a quality done job. There's not boo-boos all over the place. Because even when I do it myself, there's enough boo-boos, like with the links and stuff. Like I saw that there's a bunch of broken links on Livy. Didn't even know that. My New Testament got corrupted. I think the computer just, it was spinning around trying to like paste something for so long that it just, bling, it freaked out and corrupted. Like the program Dreamweaver crashed as it was trying to do it, and then it corrupted it. And then I uploaded that before I realized it, and so yeah, I have to fix that. But that's the only book that's like that. The New Testament. But yeah. So, so as soon as I think tonight is my last of 3 overnights in a row. So tomorrow I will, tomorrow is the 13th. I take my car in for the tire. And so as I should just hang out in my, in the lobby there in the dealership and, try to research how much money I made so I can pay my taxes. That'll be a relief. And then I have to call the IRS, see what their problem with my taxes from last year was, because they're still fucking with me for that. And then tomorrow I might go to the gym, or the day after that, the first day. I'd like to have a good day to go to the gym my first day. Because like I'm so out of shape that it's like any kind of exercise is not fun for me. Like it's like, and an athlete might not even understand what the hell I'm talking about, because they never even got to that level of out of shape. But any kind of movement is not fun. And so just get one good day in when I'm fresh, and then I can get going. You know, like I used to be, for so many years, I used to just think I could just jump right back into exercising again. But I can't anymore, man. Like, I gotta dust myself off first at this point. But, so anyways, yeah, so I'm jazzed about getting this, these images up there. And then another reason I'm really interested in getting these images up on the books is because I want to see what these books look like on my big ass TVs. Because I have a 100-inch TV in my bedroom, and like you could use my TV as like a mural, like for the images. And then you scroll down and trace history just through images. I mean, that's amazing. And like, look at that. Like if I look at that mirror, I could have like basically the whole mirror is taken up by an image. So I could look at that mirror, and instead of seeing a mirror, I'm gonna see like an image of history with the captions, a comic image of history. And then I can choose whatever part of history and whatever part of the world I could put on there. And I just look at it, and it's like poster-sized images up and down. Because a lot of them have really good quality and resolution to them. So, and you know, in a lot of ways, just these images are better than even a video. Because it's like, you know what you're looking at, and it's like a freeze frame. And if you want to move the video, you scroll down. So, yeah, I'm like, just the whole, and even have this. Like, I could have this. I could have that TV. That's a 70-inch. No, that's an 80-inch. Damn it, what size is that? 80 or 85? That's an 80-inch TV. And so, I have 1/5 of it on either side. So maybe like that is where the images are. And so you have images all up and down that are that big of looking at history. It just seems like a new way to learn history, you know, and to stay up on history. So I'm excited. You know, and also in the back of my head, I'm also interested in seeing how far along I'm going to come on this project until I either get a comment from a person in real life going, oh, hey, I saw one of your books and the images are interesting, or if I hear a comment on YouTube of somebody saying, wow, I looked at the images on your book, and that's interesting. Or to hear my mother say it. Still hasn't happened yet. I heard that I was watching videos, I guess Generation Alpha can't read. And this is a good way to get them to learn how to read again, because it's like a re-immersion into the words through the images. So it's kind of like halfway between what they're used to, just the video and the like ADD stuff, and actual text, and with the titles and the with it condensed, and then the little captions on the images. It's you can choose, you know, what level you want to immerse into it, and I think it'll be a good way, yeah, to teach like all levels, all spectrums, everybody. And then, yeah, the best way in general, for somebody to read a book, to be augmented by the images and the reduxes and everything. So yeah, tonight I'm going to listen to the menus of all these books, because I haven't done it yet. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm super interested in Plutarch, and I haven't made the menu for Plutarch yet. So as soon as I get a couple of images up on Livy, I'm going to beeline it back to Plutarch, and I'm going to finish Plutarch and all the books below Plutarch just to get them all done. Because Plutarch, he mainly talks about the history of the Egyptians, which is the history of the Atlanteans. Okay, so you're basically living in ancient Atlantis if you listen to Plutarch. That's the closest way to get to ancient Atlantis. And I wanted to listen to his, because he was talking about what I could have sworn was fucking parallel fucking universes. And I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT's like, no, he wasn't talking about parallel universes. He was talking about heaven and earth. But still, I'm like, I wanted to listen to it on the menu, because if you hear a big ass book like that, Plutarch's like 3,300 pages long, on the menu form, then when you'll know where the interesting bits are, and then you can zoom there, and then just read the interesting bits like with your full attention, you know, and then kind of imagine what they're saying. And I'm just curious how in line, you know, it is with what I would imagine like enlightened alien influenced society would look like. If you look at the sizes of the trenches, you can't see them anymore because Google pixelated the region, and I didn't get the captures of the trench. But there were trenches you could see like that off the coast of Australia, and I think they pixelated over that too. But if you look at the sizes of the trenches, and also around the edges of the city, they made a huge trench. Like, that's like technology that, like, I don't even know if we have today. Like, that's some serious dredging. So I was thinking maybe like aliens came and helped them build the city at one point. Or they had some kind of, well, they had the earth moving technology through sound waves. But you know, if you want to see, I did get a few screen captures. I wish I'd gotten more because I didn't know it was permanent, but they did pixelate it again for a bit. If you go to my Flickr, you can see the originals of the city, the Circle City, and the building and everything. Most people do see the circle, but then they have nothing else to say about it because it's so outside of their paradigm that they can't imagine it actually existing once they're not looking at it. It's like when I see you, I can recognize you, but as soon as I take my eyes off of you, I can't picture what you look like anymore. Type of a deal. Psychosis people have. If I ever get into an argument with like a mainstream historian about Atlantis, one of the things, and I tell people about Atlantis on Facebook whenever I have the time, like when I'm sitting around with my phone and I have nothing else to do, like I don't have credits anymore. That's what I do. I put it on Facebook groups, but I should add in the end more reasons. I have like 25 reasons, but there's a few more reasons too that aren't related to the actual location, but it's what Plato said about Athens. Athens said that the Styx and the Acropolis were the same hill before the flood that destroyed Atlantis. The Styx is a hill that's as high as the Acropolis, but not as big on the top. That's like a mile north of Acropolis. And so you can imagine how much washed away. And there's actually Cyclopean Wall right next to the Acropolis, which I didn't see when I went there because I didn't know it was there. Like, I feel like an idiot, but it's made out of stones as high as my wall, dude. Stacked them on top of each other. So their ancient civilization wall from ancient Athens did survive. Just because it was so high to the top of Acropolis. Everything else got washed away. But that's another thing I would say. I would say, hey, have you heard about what Plato said about the Acropolis? You know, and then hear what they said about that. I actually brought that up to one guy, a mainstream historian, and he said, he actually commented back, but he said something like so stupid I didn't even bother to comment back on him. He said something like, it was metaphor, I don't remember, something stupid. All of the mainstream historians who like adamantly, like if you're like adamantly against any kind of ulterior history, like the Graham Hancock type stuff, Atlantis, whatever, those motherfuckers get boosted on YouTube like it's nobody's business. They get so many, they become superstars. And then they start like just making these bland videos, but I can't, he's like a history professor in like San Diego. He's a really goofy looking guy with a goofy voice with glasses. Anyway, whatever. So anyways, yeah, hopefully I am feeling a little bit better every day. I just don't want to call the IRS right now. I'll do it tomorrow. Or, you know, on the 14th. I don't even work at all on the 14th, so I'll try it on the 14th. I did catch up by cleaning my house. I put the mirrors on the wall. And then yesterday, the thing that I did, kind of like the only thing that I did, because I cleaned up and I slept and stuff. But my mom brought over her shampooer and I shampooed my hallway. All the poop, because I had all this ferret poop trapped in the hallway. And I already kind of have a bad reputation in the apartment because I had a roommate before. I've had a couple of roommates before who were screamers, screamed at the middle of the night and broke stuff. Even smashed a hole in the outside of this building. And then I got kicked out of the basement because my car smoked. And then they shampooed the hallway like a couple months ago. And then like since then I had this feces, a constant line of feces and these big splotches of feces from ferrets out in the hallway because I kept you can't avoid it, dude. They poop. They literally poop everywhere. Like, I step and poop in the middle of my apartment all the time. Like, big turds. Because I had 5 ferrets until a couple days ago. One of them jumped off my deck and died. But, luckily he wasn't dead yet when I picked him up. I got him euthanized. But, so he got to say goodbye to his buddy. But, yeah, I went out there and I finally shampooed it. It was like this black sludge that I got out, but it shampooed it perfectly. Like, shampooing poop off of rugs is so easy compared to like dirt, because there's no like rocks or anything that once they get stuck, it came right up. It was cool. Did it in one swipe. So now I know, but I think my mom did a lot of tracking because she's 84. She's not as good at dodging the poop. I probably should have like white. I have most of them are black. But actually it's good that they're black because that means you can't see the poop as easily. Like, I have a big poop. Look at this. I'm telling you, they're pooping in the middle of the room. I'm like not joking. Like, oh good, it came up though. See, there's a poop. Anyways, that's enough talking. You want to say say hi to him? I got him for $35 at the Humane Society. And then there's my Russian tortoise. They live 100 years. Okay, talk to you later.